Jim Winters. His evaluator is Steve Myers. Steve, would you give us his timing and objectives, please?
His objectives today are out of the Competent Communicator Manual, Chapter 4, how to say it. Objectives: select the right words and sentences, sentence structure to communicate your ideas clearly, accurately, and vividly. Use rhetorical devices to enhance and emphasize ideas. Eliminate jargon and unnecessary words. Use correct grammar. His time is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Steve. 4 years ago, Jim Winters joined First Nevada Toastmasters. A lot has changed in his life since his first icebreaker. So please help me welcome Jim Winters. 4 years later, Jim Winters.
I was working the night shift. A large group of people came to our water treatment. There was 30 of them, not including our general manager and my boss. Things were going to go well. I was not worried. My general manager was to give an overview of the plant, and my boss was to give the tour. And everything did go well. Until they got into the control room where me and my coworker and I were working diligently, looking busy. And my boss turns to us and says, "Would one of you like to give this presentation?" Just like that, on the spot. So I look over to my coworker, hoping and praying that I will see in his eyes, let me do this, Jimmy. I'm waiting for this opportunity for a long time. But when I get to where he was sitting, it's just an empty chair. He has literally run out of the room. So there I am, volunteering, as the people pile into a small control room all around me. I mumbled a few words, nothing impressive, and the tour was over. Now, when it was all done, I was pretty embarrassed, and I was really disappointed in myself. First of all, these people came to learn about a job that I had been doing every day for 6 years, and they were there to learn about it, not to hear me speak. So, by letting my nerves get in my way, I sort of made it about me, and that's not what they were there for. Second of all, what an opportunity I blew. I had my boss there, and I had our general manager there, and it would have been such an opportunity for me to do a presentation that would have showed the sort of quality that I think our company is, and the standards that we have. But I blew. So that night, got on the internet, and I found Toastmasters, this very club. Went to the next meeting that we had. That was 4 years ago. Along the way, Toastmasters taught me tremendous things. One of my favorite quotes that I heard very early on in Toastmasters, and I think about it a lot. And the quote is, "Success comes wearing overalls and looks suspiciously like hard work." I think about this quote a lot because we all know that it takes hard work to be successful. Now, most of us, we want to be good at something before we dedicate our time to it, right? And then that's how we want to do it. But it doesn't really work that way. It took me about 30 years to realize this. I remember reading in a Toastmaster magazine. It was another thing that really affected me. It was about a 27-year-old kid who went and won second place in the international speech contest. And he said that after he was done speaking, people would come up to him and say, "Wow, you are a dynamic speaker. That was inspirational. You are just a great speaker." And what he said is that what people didn't see was prior to that, the 300 speeches that he gave in the back of a Denny's. That wasn't the polished speech that he gave that day. And from that affected me, and I said, you know what? I will always be in these contests, no matter what. I will never not be in a Toastmaster contest, because I believe these contests really push you forward as a speaker, getting out of the club, trying to win a contest. So that's one commitment I made to myself, and it's not so that I can win an international Toastmasters contest. What it really is for is my other main goal in life, two main goals actually, and that's being a good dad. And I'll tell you how that works. I have 2 kids, and they're like sponges. Okay? And everything that you've ever heard about raising kids is true. You just got to put it out there. It's true. Whatever you've heard is true. So my kids, again, they're like sponges, and they pick up on everything. And one good example of that is that the worst cursing that my wife and I would use is the word stupid. Sometimes we get frustrated. That's stupid. Where are my stupid keys? So the other day I left my wedding ring on the coffee table, and I went to work. And my wife made a comment to my 2-year-old, "Oh, Daddy left his wedding ring here on the coffee table." Now her response was, "Stupid Daddy." And I just thought that was such a perfect analogy of not how kids pick up on everything, not just our words, and not just our actions and our reactions to things, but on our insecurities as well. And by coming here and putting in the time and becoming a better speaker and a more dynamic speaker, I can show them by example that through hard work comes success. So those are my goals. Those are my main focuses in life. And I want to raise these little girls to know this, and to know that success comes to those people who put the work in. And for making me a better speaker, and for making me a better dad, I'd like to say to Toastmasters and all of its members, thank you. Mr.